My name is Owodini Folwaizo. It's giving me great joy to welcome you to another edition of Future Ambassador. This program is designed for the youth of Nigeria. It's a program that seeks to educate, entertain, and provide vital information. Believe not only on campus but at society at large. Why Future Ambassador? We believe the future of Nigeria lies in the hand of our youth. Our voice, our actions, our ideas shape not today but shape tomorrow's destiny. This is why this platform or this program is welcoming you where you will learn, unlearn, and inspire to become a leader or a community development. This program will come to your view every Tuesday on this station, NTA Jabrode, from 7:30 p.m. This program has two interesting segments. The first segment is the campus gist, where we bring stories from campuses across Nigeria. And on the second segment, we discuss real issues that matter not only on the campus but as society at large. Stay tuned. We are coming back.
Wanna make love on the moon, dancing to my tunes. Easy too much, it's not too much. I wanna be a forest, if wishes were horses. Easy too much, it's not too much. If I want money, I do what I got to say. If I want money, I'ma buy my shoto, I'ma buy my foya, I'ma buy me. Yeah, yeah. I wanna be a billionaire, yeah, yeah. I wanna be a billionaire, yeah, yeah.
Welcome back from the short musical break. If you are just joining, this is Future Ambassador live from the studio of NT. Now we're diving into the first segment of the program, which is the campus gist, where I'll be introducing my beautiful colleague, Sister Confidence, to give us the latest campus gist. Confidence.
Hi.
Hi. So, do you have any latest updates for us?
Yes, of course.
For my viewers out there.
Yes.
Say for
her. Hi. Good evening, everyone, from wherever you are watching from. My name is Wonyama Confidence. Welcome once again to Campus Cheese. Latest updates, inspiring stories across Nigerian campuses. You know how they be now, fresh vibes and full of positivity. Let's dive straight to the first gist of the day. FUTA, Cybersecurity Department, takes awareness to school in Akure. As part of activities marking the National Cybersecurity Awareness Month, members of staff and students of the Cybersecurity Department, Federal University of Technology, Akure, FUTA, took their advocacy campaign beyond the campus straight to high school Akure. Their mission to enlighten students and teachers on what cybersecurity truly means and how to stay safe in this digital age. From phishing and cyberbullying to cyberstalking, the young learners were trained on how to identify and avoid online traps by limiting personal information disclosure. They were also warned about the rising misuse of artificial intelligence in producing deceitful online content. The message was clear: verify before you believe. Big kudos to FUTA cybersecurity team for taking the lead in creating a safer digital space. Meet Oyinlola Mustafa, the determined scholar. Let's ride to the University of Ilorin, where we celebrate Oyinlola Mustafa, who bagged a second-class upper in agricultural economics and farm management with a solid CGPA of 4.00 out of 5.00. Wow, super pearl! Her story is one of grit and grace, starting from the Redeemia program, facing early setback and still pushing through to success. In her words, it's either you pass or go home. And pass, she did. Oyinlola's journey reminds us that clarity might not come at the start, but consistency always lights the path to excellence. Congratulations, Oyinlola. We are proud of you, girl. UniCross celebrates Dr. Emmanuel. Now, let's move over to the University of Cross River State, UniCross, where celebration is in the air. Dr. Emmanuel, the first mass communication graduate to be retained as a lecturer in the department, has been appointed acting director and Center for General Studies. His colleague, led by Dr. Peter, national president of UniCross, praised his excellence and thanked the Vice Chancellor, Prof. Francisca Bassi, for believing in homegrown talents. Indeed, it's another win for Team UniCross, proof that hard work truly pays. TASUED welcomes new Vice Chancellor. The academic community joyfully welcomed Prof. Adekule as the new acting Vice Chancellor. In a powerful moment, the university's map, symbol of authority, was handed to him, marking a new dawn of leadership and progress. With gratitude to the outgoing VC and renewed hope for the future, TASUED boldly declares, excellence continues. #TASUED, #new leadership. Education District 2 honors outstanding students and staff. Now let's drive down to Lagos. The Tutor General Permanent Secretary of Education District 2, Mr. Omotayo, hosted the awards and prize giving day for Eva Adelaja Junior and Senior Girls Secondary School. Theme: honoring efforts, embracing growth, and empowering future leaders. The event recognized the remarkable achievements of teachers, staff, and students alike. Both schools have been winning big, from the 2024 Presidential Award for Best Junior School in Nigeria to the 2025 Outstanding Educational Institution Award. Mr. Sani praised their diligence and reminded everyone that every act of excellence deserves to be celebrated. The ceremony featured awards, poetry, music, and dance, a perfect blend of glamour and greatness. Law Yard Empowerment Conference, a double win experience. Moving on to the Faculty of Law, where our correspondents share a memorable double experience. At the Law Yard Empowerment Conference, LEC 1.0, held alongside the Nigerian University's Freshman Conference, law students engage with top minds discussing technology, leadership, and AI in legal practice. Our friend served as both volunteer and organizer, talk about multitasking with passion. From asking questions to receiving gifts from stakeholders, it was a beautiful reminder that service opens doors to purpose. #leadership, #growth, #Law Yard. Till next time, stay informed, stay inspired, and keep representing your campus with pride. I am Wonyoma Confidence, and this has been Campus Gist, where we don't just share news, we share vibes.
We don't just share news, we share it.
Vibes.
These are the latest updates for this week. Joining us, we are going on the short musical break, but when we are coming back, we will dive into the real conversation, which is what the discussion aspects. Go again. Now we dive into the real conversation. This is the second segment where we discuss issues that matter in our society. You know, we don't just ask questions, we think to solve the problem. Now, we ask the question that shakes the very foundations of our democracy, a question that sits between the link of the Constitution and the reality of the street. The Nigerian Constitution promises us equality, promises us justice, promises us protection. So from the police checking points to the courtroom, from the ballot process to the markets, job markets, the Nigerian truly free the presence of justice, or is just echoes? Now we shine the spotlight on a topic, right on paper or reality in practice. Right on paper or reality in practice. Now we are checking, is it our right? Is it just on paper or we are practicing it? How do we practice it? What aspect of it has we proved to practice the right? Now we dive into the real conversation. Joining me in studio, I have a person of good personality, a barrister in baking, all the way from Olabisi Onabanjo University, a 500 level law student. You are welcome to the program. Sister Aminat, welcome.
I'm honored to be here. I'm Pusha Ambassador, my NT television station. And then I'm Amino Oyedokun, a law student of Faculty of Law, Olabisi Onabanjo University.
Barrister in baking, Aminat. So if Constitution guarantee us security and welfare of the people, so as the primary duty of government, why do so many Nigerians still fear? What's bring that fear?
The Constitution, Section 14, says that it guarantees the security and welfare of the citizen, right? That was on paper. But in reality in Nigeria now, this implementation of the law on paper in Section 14 is not properly implemented. We have poor governance, there's bribery and corruption. The fact that the government, they are political leaders, they only have the interest of filling up their bellies. Now they don't have no interest of the citizen. Therefore, that causes the insecurity in Nigeria. Also, the socio-economic factor, the fact that there is low employment rate due to bad governance leads to insecurity in Nigeria. Due to low unemployment rate, they are susceptible to being recruited by the criminal activities. This is what causes the insecurity in Nigeria. The problem is not on the Constitution, it's the fact that it is not properly implemented.
Okay, injustice of Nigeria, does it blind in terms of seeing property case or influence or age grade?
The Constitution of Nigeria is not blind.
Then why do you say that it is helping the upper classes and the lower classes?
The thing is, the Constitution states that there is freedom of expression, there is fair hearing to all citizens, regardless of age, regardless of status, regardless of anything. We all have fair hearing. However, in Nigeria today, there is disparity in treatment. You know, whenever you file a case in a police, like to investigate something, they first of all ask you, we need fuel for investigation. You know, they will be like, we don't have materials for investigation. So now this will favor the wealthy ones because they have the money to sponsor the police, in which the governments are supposed to sponsor the police. However, because there is lack of financial capacity for the police, they don't have the capability to investigate it. So therefore, the justice in Nigeria system will favor the wealthy people than the poor people because the police don't have the resources.
Okay, fine, that's good. So what should we do in practical? What should government do in that area so that it can favor
all of us?
All of us.
Yeah. The thing is, the government are supposed to give financial aids to the police. They're supposed to give modern technologies to the police. Give them education on what they are supposed to do. there should be low corruption, because there's corruption in police. There should be low corruption in the police department for there to be equality in fair hearing.
But if you are talking about the police, what about the judges also in that aspect?
In that aspect, judges and lawyers.
Judges is the one that can detect someone as a criminal, not the police.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
The judges and the lawyers. The thing is, for judges to judge a case,
Not to be biased.
Yeah?
Not to be biased for them.
Not to be biased,
Yes.
yeah. They have to be without reasonable doubt. You know, that this was without any reasonable doubt. If there is any reasonable doubt, the court will favor the defendant. But if the police they lack the investigation to do this, there's a lack of evidence, the judge will favor the defendant. You know, so that's why there is bias on the part of the judges. It still concerns the police. The lack of evidence will lead the judge to rule in favor of the defendant.
Well, this one still brushes the point. Has the constitution become a book of ideas for lawyers or a tool of liberation for the people?
The constitution is both ideas for lawyers,
All right.
but also a liberation for the people.
Okay. In what practical ways?
There is no really implementation of it. The constitution states that there is right to freedom of expression, right to life, right to movement, right to peaceful assembly, right to protest. But in implementation, these rights are not properly implemented. If these rights are properly implemented, the constitution will be a liberation for the people. But the fact that it is not properly enforced, it's kind of like a book for the lawyers. A textbook for them to source to for the lawyers.
Okay, I see stand of still existing protocol. If every citizen has the freedom of speech and peaceful protest, so why did we youth movements like EndSARS still bullet, but instead of dialogue?
The constitution provides for peaceful protest, right?
Yeah.
But for the case of EndSARS, the thing is that the government, instead of sitting down the youth for dialogue, for them to kind of like say what is right and what is wrong, they what's it called? They choose violence because they see them as threats. It's not like the constitution does not support it. The constitution supports it, but the bad governance in Nigeria, the poor governance in Nigeria, the bribery and corruption in Nigeria influence the violence during EndSARS. Yes.
So are young people genuine part of Nigeria democracy or a spectator watching the old actors on the political stage?
Every Nigerian citizen has the right to vote and be voted for.
But why it seems that the political system favors the old age?
The thing is, for you to be a president or vice president, you must attain the age of at least 35 years. For governor and deputy governor, must be at the age of 30. For the House of Assembly, 35. And Senate, House of Assembly, I think that one's 25. The thing of Nigeria politics is that it's a step-by-step thing.
Step by step.
They are supposed to be kind of like this low post for you to go to the higher post. But another thing is that the youths are not actively participating in the politics of Nigeria. Do you know? The youths are only complaining on social media, on Twitter. Why is the government like this? They are not actively participating in the politics. If they are actively participating in the politics, then there is a right for them to be voted for to hold political offices.
Okay, we cannot just talking about rights on paper and reality in practice without measuring the educational aspects. So the Constitution speaks of education and employment and welfare, but are these rights enforceable or just moral statements with no legal teeth?
The Constitution provides that the government they are supposed to provide education, food, employment. However, Section 6 of the Constitution, Section 6, also states that no judicial authority will question any authority, any government authority or power on the implementation of government policy, the implementation of providing education or providing employment. The thing is, these are not rights. They are goals of the government.
All right.
So if there is no employment, you can't question them. It's just that there is bad government, that's why there is no employment. But the constitution says that you can't question them on the fact that they don't give employment. It's their goals.
Okay, all right. Looking at the aspects, is a tattoo or dreadlock a forbidden or under constitution that a person with dreadlock or a tattoo should be arrested?
No.
But why are our police are arresting those people?
It's due to the vibrant corruption to section 36, subsection 6, or 39, say that any person who is unlawfully arrested or detained shall be privileged to compensation, monetary compensation, and then a public apology from the authority of power who arrested him. And the court may also grant injunction against the police who unlawfully arrest or detains him. The thing is, the police now has the kind of like, because of the bad governance we have in Nigeria, the police can now just go anywhere and ransack it and then detains people. But these people also, if they know their rights, if they have their awareness, they can speak up that these things are bad, and then they have the right to monetary compensation and a public apology from the authorities.
Okay, looking at the aspect of the police study, what are the steps for police to carry out investigation, like when they arrest someone? You know, arresting someone is not a criminal.
Yeah, they are
but
suspects.
Yeah. So what should be a practical way to arrest a criminal down to the courtroom?
The thing is, you have to have the warrant of arrest or to have a reasonable cause of suspecting a person of a crime. That is not an unlawful arrest. If they have a reasonable cause of arresting a person, they can arrest that person on the spot. However, they must state their reason for arrest. If they didn't state the reason for arresting an individual, then that is also an unlawful arrest. The thing is, they have their warrant of arrest, they have the warrant of arrest, or they have the reasonable cause to arrest someone, so they can arrest someone. And then if the investigation will now go on, if they now prove that person, that suspect, is not a suspect of that crime, they can release the individual. However, if it's a suspect, then it goes to the court of law, and the court of law will now judge him.
All right. So, what advice do you add for the individual that has already seen constitution as reality, as pen on paper, and what practical way do you want the government's policy to take over, especially the Senate, and what aspects, word of advice you had for the youth? What word of advice you had for the judge?
My word of advice is that ignorance of law is not an excuse.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not an excuse. The thing is, you must be aware of your rights and duties. If you know your rights, there's this video I watched of Timi Abraje. He usually do a sections of what does the law says, and then he asks a question that a person, an entertainment person who is in custody of a camouflage, the military wear. So they now arrested her, but they don't have the right to arrest her because the Nigerian constitution states that whenever you are in custody of this military ways and you're not in military, the fact that the clothes is for an entertainment purposes, you have the right to it. But the fact that she does not know the law, they arrest her. And then also, they collect money from her, fine. If I didn't read that she knows the law, they will not be able to arrest her.
Okay, looking at the government's policy, what word of advice do you have for the government on its own and the judge?
The government is that we should release the bribe and corruption.
Sure.
we should give awareness to we have the NHRS, the Nigerian Human Rights Commission, we have the NOA, the National Orientation Agency. We should give awareness of these rights and duties to the citizens to know their rights, so that they will not be like charged for a thing that they do not do. If they know their rights, they will not be charged for it.
Okay, looking at the aspect of the judge, because we cannot just mention the laws, police, and the aspect of the judge and the police also within 1 minute.
The judges should not judge in disparity of treatment, in nepotism. There's not like they should not be. They are the lawyers. They're supposed to uphold the law. They're supposed to uphold the justice. So in the face of bribery and corruption, they should not accept bribery and corruption. They should not say that, and because this person is a poor person, I will not be able to represent you. No, representing poor people too. We are civilians, we are citizens of Nigeria, so we have the right to fair hearing too. That's my advice.
As a citizen of a country, do you have the right to be a judge for yourself?
You can't judge for yourself.
You can't judge for yourself.
Yeah. If you don't have the money, there are state-paid lawyers that can represent you. You can't judge for yourself.
All right. So we are moving to the end of the conversation. If you love this program, like, comment, and share. This is Future Ambassador. Thank you, Sister Vedas, for the real conversation. We appreciate you for coming, and we appreciate you for your conversation. To my boss and to myself, big thank you for watching. This is Future Ambassador. Don't forget, beauty today, shape it tomorrow.
Sandalili, 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 sandalili.